Welcome to Thoughts That Can Change Your Life with me, Reverend Lee. Today, I thought I'd ask a silly question, but not so silly if you think about it. Is thinking good for you? What's interesting is that we have on average 60,000 thoughts a day. 60,000 thoughts a day. So in my life up to now, based on that average, I've had 1.6 billion thoughts. Now, the question is that thought good for you? Well, we know that our thoughts create. We know that our thoughts build a mental atmosphere. That mental atmosphere is really our beliefs, and it is done unto us as we believe. Our beliefs create our experience. So the thinking I ask about and I think about are my thoughts about limitation or my thoughts about expansion? I think that's a critical question we must ask ourselves when we think about, is thinking good for you? If you're thinking about limitation, if you're thinking about past hurts, past negative experiences, well, that's going to keep you locked into where you are. And life is always about expansion. Life is always seeking to expand. Plants are evolving, animals are evolving, humans are evolving, the planets are evolving. Everything is about evolving to a greater experience of life. So the question is then, are your thoughts in alignment with life? Are your thoughts in alignment with expansion? Or are you stuck in contraction? Just a little something to think about. And when you really break it down, let's take psychology. Psychology says 90 to 95% of your thoughts are about complaining and gossiping. Complaining and gossiping. Think about that. So if you're thinking complaining and gossiping, ask the question, is that good for you? And I would ask the question a little different way. Are these thoughts of complaining and gossiping, are they expanding me? Are they limiting me? Are they expressing expansion for others, or are they expressing limitation for others? You see, if you're thinking limitation for others, rest assured your subconscious has limitation about you. You can't think about someone else one way and not hold that thought somewhere in your mind about yourself. It's like if you're judging someone else, rest assured you're judging yourself. That's really, really, really the way to look at it. Joy says, good morning, finally made it. Darn, this is early. Well, I don't know where you are, Joy. Here it's 8 o'clock. I've been up since 4 o'clock. For me, this is almost noon. And that's a really interesting thing you brought up, Joy. So I thought I'm going to go off on that a little bit. You know, I'm talking about that it's nature Pacific. Okay, so it's 6 a.m. your time. Well, I've been up 2 hours by then. But anyway, doggone it, I was looking at comments, and what I'm saying is, here it is. It's really interesting. Remember how I'm talking about, are you in alignment with life? Are your thoughts about expansion, or are your thoughts about contraction? We don't realize it, but our energies, our bodies are part of a universal mind, a universal intelligence. And there's a rhythm to life, the circadian rhythm of life. And we as humans don't seem to understand the natural thing. And the circadian rhythm of life is that there's a time to be awake and a time to sleep. But a lot of the humanity is off with the rhythm of time. People going to bed 1:30 in the morning. That's not healthy. You should be going to bed much, much earlier so that you can be in alignment with the rhythm of life. The best times to be asleep are like between 2 and 4. You want to be in the deepest of sleep. So the question becomes, if you're always sluggish, you don't feel yourself together, you might want to ask the question, am I in alignment with life? Blossom, blossom. I worked the third shift. Bless you, sweet person. I worked the third shift once. I had to get out of that. I just didn't function well. I'm just saying what works for me. It's interesting. Why do they pay a premium for third shift? Just a question. Just a question. So what are the thoughts you're thinking? Are they expansive? Are they limiting? Are they abundant? Are they poverty? Are they loving? Are they judgmental? Are they healthy? Are they illness? I'll tell you, Patty, what you're doing to be more expansive. You're taking your cold plunges. And by the way, Patty, my cold plunge arrived, but I need to wait. One of the things they forgot was a grommet for one of the hoses. So I should have that in the next day or so. And then when I see you next week, I'll be able to tell you what my experience is. But it's going to be great, of course. It's my anticipation of that. Little side conversation there. Patty and I are both into cold plunging. I advise everyone to get into cold plunging. I love cold plunging. And let me tell you, there's not a day that I don't get in front of the tub and I go, oh, do I have to do this? It's uncomfortable to get in the cold. You get that. But when you do it and you step into it, what are you mentally creating? You're saying, I'm bigger than this outside obstacle. I'm the master of my experience. That outside image doesn't master me. So you're willing to step into something that may be difficult for the body to handle at first. But yet, the long-term gains are incredible. That's true about life, isn't it? Stepping into the unknown is where growth happens. It's where fun happens. Yeah, but we're scared of the unknown. We want to be comfortable. When was the last time you went to a different restaurant and ordered something different that wasn't your favorite thing? There's a simple way of looking at it. Water fasting works on the same mechanisms. A little bit, Joy. The difference about water fasting is that it's not the cold. But water fasting, there's a benefit to it, depending on how you do it and depending on the type of body that you have. I've done a lot of research on that as well. I'm a big believer in intermittent fasting. That's about it. I don't often judge others in my thoughts, but I do judge myself. When I find myself having those thoughts, I politely say to myself, this is not what you want to think about yourself. Thank you, and redirect. Way to go, Jesse. Way to go. But here's the key thing. I'm just as human as anyone else out there. And I'm going to say this. We have been domesticated to judge. Everything in society that we watch around us is about judging. Was that a good play in football, bad play in football? Did he get a good contract? Did he get a bad contract? Does he deserve that woman? Does she deserve that man? We're judging everything. The question, can we discern without emotional attachment? You see, judgment is attachment. And here's the thing about judgment. Judgment is the opposite of love. You can't be loving and judge. If I look at you and I say, Joy, I love you, what I'm saying is I accept you as you are. I'm not saying I like you. I'm not saying I lust you. I'm not saying I'm infatuated with you. I'm saying, based on what I know, I accept you as you are. We can love everyone, can't we, under that definition? It's the bogus definition of like. That's a separate thing. Lust is a separate thing. Like means you're vibrating at a similar frequency. You have things in common. But you can love someone who doesn't have the same things in common. You just accept them as they are, realizing that everyone on this world that has ever been in this world is unique. And you're just not going to vibrate the same way as everyone else does. That's life. And to love life, guess what? You've got to accept life as it is. And when you do that, you stop fighting life. When you stop fighting life, you're in the flow, and life gets a whole lot easier, gang. Well, thank you for the comments today. We went in several different directions. I hope that works for you. I will say to you this, today at 10 a.m. Central Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time, just for you, I do an online healing session. And I have 3 healies for today, and everyone else who joins the call will be instructed on how to be a healer. It's about giving and receiving love. If you're interested in having a really cool experience, take you to depths that you've not been before, join me today. You can find all the information, the Zoom link, at agapespiritualcenter.com. If you go to agapespiritualcenter.com, click on the calendar. Healing Through Love today, 10 a.m. Would love to have you join me. Until next time, my beautiful ones, know that you are worthy. And if no one tells you this today, I will. I love you, just like you are. Have a great day. Aloha.